What is it? What is it that you can't accept? It is said that acceptance is the secret behind enlightenment, freedom. And it is true. So acceptance means total acceptance. It means accepting everything. Mind learned how to not accept. A child accepts everything. Mind says very soon afterwards, no more accepting. Cannot accept things like theft. Cannot accept things like bullying. Accept all these things. But these things were all born through a non-acceptance. This non-acceptance is a teaching that it's wrong to accept yourself for what you are. Can you accept yourself totally for what you are? Well, if my hair was not grey, if I lost a few pounds, if I had a better house, I had a better job, if I could tell the council I needed a pet and they'd allow me, my life would be far, far better. The whole journey between awakening to be awakened and this whole journey to be fully enlightened may take or will take the time that you took or your mind gave itself to be conditioned by its own non-acceptance. So if your dictionary of reasons for non-accepting are fuller than what you imagine, the whole enlightenment journey will take longer. But that's not a bad thing if you manage to reach the end, because the whole journey is filled with beautiful, serene states of love, different qualities. So the whole learning of how to non-accept is reversed when you're awake to become the whole learning of how to accept yourself. There's non-acceptance of the world and what is taking place in the world. There's also a non-acceptance of yourself, because it's your mind, or the mind that you think that you own, that is valuing and judging the world. So therefore your mind cannot be a pure, clean mind. But it's not your mind, you see. It's simple vibrational thoughts that are sent constantly through consciousness so that you can overcome, awaken, overcome, bliss, overcome, pain, overcome. All the things that you have not been able to accept will be faced, will be taken through your whole self. And it's a very simple process to simply allow them to pass, accept them for what they are, and When they come, they must go. And when they all go, total enlightenment. Mind wants to keep you focused. Mind is not the enemy, you see. Mind is never the enemy. What is the point of overcoming 90%? Mind is so frustrated, so infuriated. It didn't keep you focused. Mind will blame itself. And mind blaming itself is you again blaming yourself. Because your whole body is a makeup of conditioned thoughts. A balanced body is the thoughts that the whole you, the whole body, accepts itself for what it is. Disregards past, does not look to the future. But it also has a non-acceptance of what is taking place in the world. But the acceptance is, what is taking place in the world is wrong. But this body can do nothing about it. So why suffer on behalf of things that are an illusion? All of this is illusion while you believe. You believe that this world can be a better place. You are the place, you see. You're the place where place came from. You're the wholeness, the essence of life, where all places arise. The non-acceptance of yourself for what you are, as what you are, creates total suffering. The suffering does not come in one big bag. It comes in little bits and pieces so that something can overcome it. When the mind focuses, gets the body and the one inside to focus its attention on what is coming and to accept it for what it is and to allow it to pass, everything is taking place on its own. When the mind, the ego mind, refuses to acknowledge, completely wants to suffer, then this mind will deliver the bag. This they call sudden awakening. If you don't listen, I'm going to make you listen. This body experienced the second one, like Eckhart Tolle, Yuji Krishnamurti. Most saints, Ramana Maharshi, lay down to it, to die. And then very slowly, different process. To accept anything and whatever is taking place has to be freedom, has to be liberation. To accept the pain that comes into the body has to be freedom and liberation. To accept illness has to be freedom and liberation. The illness may destroy the body, but the acceptance will turn this whole idea of belief into total revelational experience of God. God will reward you for accepting even the worst scenario that is happening to you by showing itself in some way. But if you're doing it just for an experience, just for some sort of entertainment, you're not serious, you see. to be a body is a serious thing. To understand that all of this is simply a beautiful dance with no controller. Consciousness allowing everything to take place within itself, through itself, as itself. The minute you reflect consciousness, allowing everything to take place through yourself, as yourself, within yourself, you'll be borrowed into the core through this transcendental Christ, cosmic God consciousness, to the point of your beginning, to the point of all beginnings, to the point of the beginning, but not the whole, because beginnings are only beginnings. There are no endings. You see? So to use the word beginning is foolish. So you will be taken to the point of newness, rebirth. Christ said, be reborn. Christ was reborn, Buddha reborn, all saints reborn, all gurus reborn. But nothing has taken place, you see. No new body. A simply awakening call to say, whatever you thought you were, whatever you're thinking about, it's not true. So I'm going to have to take you back to the moment. So you're fresh and new and empty, with no conditioned information, knowledge, bullshit, intelligence, and certificates, and ego-driven status and power. You can become the child again. And you can relive the rest of this body as a child. Because the child is free. The child is free until it is educated into non-accepting itself. No one goes around educating children to not accept themselves. But by offering a world outside of the child as a non-accepting world, the world is being projected by the child. The child thinks it is responsible for this world of non-accepting situations, scenarios. And constantly, more rules and regulations of non-accepting are installed by this society, unaware that it is responsible for so many young children. Being forced down this, what we call mental illness, mental health, suicidal tendency path. We have to accept ourselves so the child can see and know the importance of its being free to accept everything from itself, within itself, as itself. Total acceptance is when the child, any being, understands that whatever it is, it is. It is. Truth is. You see? Namaste.